Hey everyone, welcome to Ticket Stubs and Popcorn, where we take one actor and we each discuss, possibly violently argue, about what we think that actor's best performances are. My name is Frank.
And I'm Peter.
And so let's get into it. Actually, you know what? I got something that I got a question for you.
What you got?
That I want you to think about, and we'll go over it at the end.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just kind of ruminate on it.
Yeah, just kind of ruminate while we're talking about.
I just wanted to use the word ruminate.
Ruminate. Yeah, no, that's fair. You never get to
How
use
often?
that, so you get to rip that right off the word a day.
Just
calendar.
check it right off.
So there you go. So my question for you is, if you're like flipping through channels and you're just not really looking for anything, and you come across a movie, we all have it. Movie that you will stop no matter where it is.
Drop everything.
In the movie. You're going to drop everything.
Gotcha.
You were going to watch that movie. It could be the last 5 minutes. It could be 5 minutes into the beginning. So think about that.
Okay.
All right. And
yeah, I got it. Okay.
You got it?
I'll be thinking of that.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that at the end. We'll let you think about that.
Okay.
So, and we'd love to hear from you folks too about that sort of thing. So, but let's get into our first actor. And we're going to do Sean Connery, who we regrettably just recently lost. So, Peter, tell me your 3 Sean Connery.
I know my hearing is not good, but I am relieved that it's Sean Connery. For a second, Sean Cassidy, I don't know his body of work.
No
that
idea,
well.
yeah.
Hardy Boys.
Yeah, Hardy Boys, I think, is
TV,
where he peaked.
that's about it.
So, but no, Sean Connery.
Sean Connery's got an interesting situation. So
Okay.
I think I'm gonna use one Bond performance. Only use, you know what I mean? Only use one of those because it's so iconic. I mean, his whole career, a lot of his career is just based on that early success he had with Bond. So,
and he became, I mean, he was the embodiment for so many years of James Bond. So I think I'm going to just maybe use one to stand for all of them. Because that it's hard to think, for me, it's hard to think of Sean Connery without thinking of some sort of a James Bond performance.
Definitely.
But I want to say that my favorite...
the one I think is his best performance in any movie, I would say The Man Who Would Be King. I think that really, that to me, I think is his best performance. That's a good one. A good buddy film, I guess you might want to call it that one, with Michael Caine.
Yeah.
Based on a Rudyard Kipling story, so it's kind of got that British Empire time period thing going there.
Nothing like Empire to.
You got it. I enjoyed. No, yeah, I think
everyone loves a good colonization story.
You said it. So I think I'm going to go with The Man Who Would Be King. That'd be up there.
Okay.
So that's one of them.
Second one, maybe not in this order, but the second one, I liked the little turn that he used in Name of the Rose, where he's actually not like that loner like we see sometimes in Bond, and he's not like butting heads with authority. He's like the mentor to the Christian Slater character. I had to think for a second. So he's like, and so in that one he plays a different role completely. Well, a different role in that sense, where he's the older, wiser, experienced one, and he's doing. So I've always enjoyed that one. I haven't seen that in a while.
I love that movie. Great movie.
Yeah.
And I have tried, I don't know, half a dozen times over the years to read that book.
Oh, the book, yeah.
And it is
Umberto Eco?
It is,
Right?
It is
Where did that come from? Yeah.
It is dense. It is like, oh, okay, I need a nap. I'm gonna start reading Name of the Rose because that's going to just kick my ass.
Yeah.
And same thing with Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy.
Oh,
that movie.
Both
digress
both versions
a little
of
bit.
Those movies are fantastic. But
the most recent one, and I've been on social media all over that, just like, I'm gonna try it again this year. And I get a little further and further every time, but it's just like, oh my God, there's so many dry British dudes in gray suits.
You got
in
it.
gray buildings on gray days. It's just
But
so...
you know something? That somehow translates well to film, though, doesn't it?
It does not, because it
Oh,
kills
come
me. I
on.
can't. Have you watched that whole
I
movie?
have. I
Oh,
loved it.
No way.
I love that from
Can't do it.
everybody.
I just
Colin
can't do
Firth, Benedict
Love
Cumberbatch,
everybody
I love
who's in
everybody
it.
those
I
movies.
just, it's just way too slow. Maybe I'll try it again.
Try it again.
I'll
Try
try
that
it
one
again.
again.
Anyway,
All right, so back
back
to
to Sean.
Connery.
Who's your third?
You know,
There's something in me that wants to kind of go with his Academy Award-winning performance in The Untouchables, because it's his only Academy Award-winning performance. But I'm gonna go with what I was kind of leading with in the James Bond performance. I think I'm gonna go with Goldfinger, because it's got a great little storyline, but also there's some good villains and there's a plot twist in there and things like that one. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with Goldfinger, kind of representing all of his Bond performances for me.
So I'd say Goldfinger, and then The Man Who Would Be King, and In the Name of the Rose.
All right.
Or The Name of the Rose.
Name.
That's right.
So, all right, cool. That's not bad. That's not bad. I think that you know what? Before I do mine, I should remind everyone to like and subscribe, and get notifications for
Share
these
with
videos.
friends.
Share with your friends, family. Share with your enemies if you think that's a relevant thing to do too. Do that. Why not? Bring them down with
comment
everybody else.
to us.
Comment, yeah, we'd love to hear, what you have to think about Sean Connery. Or
It's basically
really.
just two guys
It's
talking
really
about
just two guys
movies.
talking about movies. In front
One
of a drum.
actor, three
So-
performances. Pretty.
That's it. So my three Sean Connery. Obviously I have to talk about Bond. But I think I want to take. But you know what it is? It's because I think at the time there wasn't really you didn't have, back when the Bond movies started coming out, there wasn't really anything. So he sort of set the standard not just for Bond. He's my favorite Bond. He didn't just set the standard for Bond. I think that he set the standard for that kind of spy genre. That kind of movie, because everybody like that who came after that. It's like, okay, Jason Bourne is James Bond, but he's a little bit more of a badass, and he can't remember, one day to the next, So and so I think that,
and just even in terms of what a rich area for spoofing. So even in the 60s, you get Flint, our man Flint.
Oh yeah.
You can get
The
much
Avengers.
later, the Avengers on the
Avengers.
TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
And then much later, even spoofing with, Austin Powers.
Austin
the
Powers,
whole
yeah,
bit,
most
all that
definitely.
stuff.
So he really was at the beginning of that whole genre. And I think that if he hadn't done it so well, I mean, he's so badass that he, I don't know who would have been next. So he just sort of laid the groundwork for that type of movie. So yay him for that.
I agree.
I think my next one, because the one after that's going to be a talkie.
Okay.
So I think the one after that would be Highlander.
Okay, yeah.
In Highlander, I thought it was great because one, Highlander was such a weird movie at the time.
Yeah.
And it was so violent.
Mm-hmm.
But
it was a stretch for him to play a Scotsman too.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, but what I liked about it is that in such a violent, harsh movie, he was kind of a softening kind of element in it, where he played the teacher, he played the mentor, kind of explained how it's all going to go for... right? McGregor. So I wanted to do the accent, but then I knew I shouldn't do the accent, and then I just kind of did the accent badly. So, anyway, so I just thought that was a really, really fun and a different role for him, because again, we're so used to seeing him in Bond, and now he's in the Scottish Highlands and running around with a sword. That's just really fun stuff. So, and then we got to go Untouchables.
Yeah.
Untouchables was definitely Oscar worthy. He put together such a, like you got the sense that he was just a good guy trying to do a good thing in a rough time with corrupt, cops all around him and trying to be the good cop. And I think that he really pulled that off. I think it's one of his most tender and touching portrayals of the character, really.
Yeah, and he's also, I think,
personally at that point, he's not a younger man at that point as an actor. So I think, you have a role and a chance to play the role, and you can do it now at a certain age and make it work for you without, compromising certain things, without looking weak. He just looks more like a normal man trying to do the
just
right
a guy
thing kind of thing.
And his performance is so good that I often forget that De Niro is in that movie.
yes,
Like
that's a good point.
It really is. It's such a great performance. You think, oh, the Untouchables. You got Costner. You've got Sean Connery. You've got Andy Garcia.
You know who else I like in that movie is what's his name? Charles Martin Smith.
He's the accountant.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that Charles Martin Smith? Isn't that his
it
name?
is. Yeah, I think.
And like,
maybe.
I kind of
double
like those
check
two
on
where everybody kind of has to step up to do their own
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, and
you know
he
what
has
I mean?
to sort of break through.
And
his own
and he still has to carry a
fear.
gun.
He's not just hiding behind books.
Books, yeah. So to have a performance that's so stunning that it makes people forget that De Niro
Somebody
was
else
in
is-
it.
yeah.
And De Niro was being, De Niro.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He had some scenes where maybe even a little over the top.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And I wouldn't even, if I were to do 3 on De Niro, which we may do someday, I'm not even sure that I would bring Untouchables into it.
I don't think I would even mention it, yeah.
Because it's such a, I don't want to say throwaway, but it's such a supporting character.
Yeah.
It's just like almost anybody could have been Al Capone in that movie.
Yeah.
Not almost, but
No, but
I don't think you
a
needed
little over the
De Niro
top. You
in
could play
point,
that.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. So I thought that was
No.
yeah,
good
The
pick.
Untouchables was absolutely fantastic. A great Sean Connery.
My only not, and I would, that was like number 4 out of my 3. Something wasn't going to make
No,
it.
you said Untouchables.
I mentioned that. I didn't mention the Untouchables, even though that's his Oscar performance. That was like right on the cusp. But I know there's some people out there who could get nitpicky and say, "Oh, he's a Scotsman trying to play an Irishman using an Irish character that still sounds like a Scottish burr." You know what I mean? Like, and that's just like, okay, but hey, the movie was still well done. His performance was great.
And that's the same people who get hung up on Dick Van Dyke's bad Cockney accent and Mary Poppins. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
Go.
Well,
what
I mean,
are we going to
accents-
expect? Come on.
I mean, accents. I'm
We got
originally
all-
from the Boston area, folks. So for me, it's hearing accents. When I hear someone try to do a Boston accent,
It
just
hurts.
It really hurts. It's so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Except when you got someone like Affleck, or doing something
Exactly.
like that.
Wahlberg
That's
or
always
Mark
really
Da-
fun. Yeah, any of the
Matt
Wahlbergs is
Damon
fun.
or
So you can watch something like The Departed.
The Departed.
And you can hear the really good ones.
Or the fighters and all the way. You
Yeah.
just
Or
go,
you hear
no,
the really bad
That's a
one.
real one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a bad
Yeah,
one.
and
like,
there was what was it? There was a bomber movie set in Boston, and it was the accents were so bad. They were so bad.
Not sure which one we're talking about. but yeah.
The one was with Jeff Bridges, I think, and he tried to do a Boston accent.
You know what?
It was
Who had a really good subtle one?
Is I know we're like going off now.
Yeah, hey, it's where the discussion takes us.
And in the Friends of Eddie Coyle, Robert Mitchum, he's got a nice. It's very subtle, but you go, oh, I can actually hear him doing an accent, but not like the over the top, like an SNL version of a Boston accent.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every once in a while, you'll like get a performance, and you'll go, "That's a good accent."
Yeah, but like that, it was a Hyundai commercial last year. Do you remember that?
Ooh,
It
I
was
don't know.
with Chris Evans, who's from the Boston area, and John Krasinski,
Okay.
who's from the Boston area, and Rachel Dratch, who's from the Boston area, and they're watching some guy, try to park his
Try to
car.
park.
He's like, "Yeah, they ain't gonna get in there. No way, And then you got Big Poppy in a window above. So it was pretty funny commercial.
And when it comes to accents, we can't all be like Meryl Streep either. Let's face it.
Oh God, no!
You can't just nail them all the time, no matter what type of accent or where you're purportedly from. Yeah,
she can do anything. Yeah. So,
but those are good ones.
Yeah,
good picks.
Yeah, they are definitely good ones. Definitely good ones. All right, well, we did Sean Connery. let me hear what was your drop everything movie?
Oh yeah. Back to that one, the drop everything movie.
What was it?
I one of those things where you're like you say, you're flipping through things and you catch a.
And you know that you might even be far into it.
Yeah.
Or you see that, something's going to start in 20 minutes. Well, that's it. We're dropping. We're not going out. We're going to watch this one. I think Goodfellas is the one that kind of just I can jump into that at any point and just enjoy however much time is left in it. Hopefully most of it. You can catch it early enough. It's a easy movie for me to just pick up, get right in there.
If I can jump into that, if I can get to it before Henry starts like getting really rough on drugs.
Yes.
Like, if I can get in there,
I agree with that.
If I can get in there before the scene where like he's cooking and then he has to go here and bring the
I gotta pick up my brother.
Bring the drugs. I gotta get my brother. Then I have to go home
Yeah.
and braise the meat. And then if I can get there
Yes.
before he's all coked out, I can sort of ease in and then I'm like,
I love
I'm
to see.
into it.
I
Love to see where Joe Pesci, they're sitting at the table with his mother.
Oh God.
Let me make you some food. Yeah, let me get you some food.
And that is
it's like 2 or 3 in the morning. They just come back from some hard crime.
Yeah, well, there's a guy.
The guy's
dead
he's
in
chopped
the
up
thing,
for like
so.
the deer, his deer story.
Right.
And the mother's.
I think that my drop everything movie.
Yes, tell me what yours
would be. It would be Shawshank. That's my.
That's
drop
another
everything.
winner.
You got to see
That's
it.
another winner.
First couple minutes, last couple minutes, you got to because it's especially at the end when it's, Morgan Freeman's just narrating as his character is like making it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. But yeah, that would be my drop.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That one really is.
So
I enjoy that one too.
Yeah.
Anytime, any place in the movie, like I said. Except if you only got the last 2 minutes of that movie. If you jumped in so late, you'd just be like, what are these two guys working on a boat?
But then again, you may not stop to watch because you don't know that it's one of the best movies.
Yeah, you'd be like,
You'd be
is this a
surprised.
prison movie? There's a guy on the beach working on a boat.
All right.
Oh, and here comes another guy. Yeah.
So we did Sean Connery for this show. Who are we going to do next?
Let's find out.
Let's find out. We got the big red ball. So let's pick
a name. This will be for our next show.
Like this one. This will be really fun. This will be for our next show. What? Don't let them see it.
What do we got there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be really fun.
Very good.
That'll be really. Don't put it back in here because we don't want to repeat. So we will do. We're gonna try to drop shows maybe twice a week. So we'll see how that goes. Keep an eye out for us on Instagram and Facebook and all that.
Like and subscribe, please.
Yes. Please
comments. If you have your drop everything movie or your idea of drop everything movie, we'd love to hear that too.
Yeah. So, until next time, thanks for watching.
This is
Ticket Stubs and Popcorn.
Ticket Stubs and Popcorn. I'm Peter.
And I'm Frank.